Hello. It's me, it's Mindy. It is time to record a whip and chat. For a second here, I was thinking, no, wait, no, not today. Today's only Monday. No, it's not. It is not Monday. It is Tuesday. It is definitely time to record a whip and chat. Oh, man. Sometimes, I don't know what happens. The days just tend to all run together. Even though, I just watched Chandy, Expression Fiber Arts. I just watched her live before I had a sandwich for lunch. That happens on Tuesdays. Hello? I don't know. It just it's been it's been a week. It's been a week. That's all I can say. We will definitely talk about that. Yes, we will. So I hope you're all doing well, having a good week so far. Since we are 2 days into the week, it's Tuesday. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to get my life in order. Get my life in order, get things organized, get things done, get things straight. Apparently, anyhow. Okay. I'm working on my Chuck, my Chuck Pinson here. I'm still on the second row. I'm feeling very far behind. Feeling a little concerned that I'll be able to finish this month. However, I do have this retreat coming up at the end of the month where I will just be sitting, able to craft like all day. I won't have really any other responsibilities. I can just sit and work on this. So if I need to, I can kind of do a little, cramming session there at the end to try to finish it up. But we shall see. I'm trying to work on it as much as possible. There were 2 nights this week I did not have an opportunity to work on it. 2 nights. So there's that. And I'm going to try not to do that again for the rest of the month. Life is busy. Life gets crazy sometimes. Let me tell you stories today. Okay? Keep posting your pictures. I know that Maritza just put up a week three, oh my goodness, week 3 post to post your week 3 progress. Make sure you do that before the close on the 21st. It will be closed. That post will be closed. You'll no longer be able to access it. So make sure you get that done before then. Okay? What else do I have to say about that? I don't think I have much more to say about the Chuck Along because, we're just rolling along. We're just all doing our best. We're all working on our paintings, trying to get progress, trying to get finished, all of that good stuff. I still do not have my order from Krafts with Crashly. I don't know how long it takes them to make, like they have to make. I ordered the tumbler, release paper, all the stuff that they need to make. I ordered the whole kit and caboodle, so I'll show it to you when it gets here. In the meantime, please go check out Krafts with Crashly. I believe they have 4 Chuck Pinson designs that you can get cover paper, you can get cover minders, go check it out. See if there's something there that is of interest to you, something you think you need. Check them out. And then, of course, we have Craftspirations, who made this beautiful tray that's here, the trinket tray. I got my beautiful trinket tray here, and I've got putty. And my cover minder is on the painting over there somewhere. You can't see it. Sorry, I can't get to that right now. But it's there. It's on the painting, holding back some plastic here. So check out those two sponsors that have some cool products that you can purchase to make your diamond painting experience more enjoyable. You know, we like to have all the things and be cute and matchy and all that stuff, right? So, yeah. All right. So, chuck along, little chucksters, chuck along. I should have grabbed this color right here because I've got two of those little arrows right there before I forget and I lose them. I won't lose them. They're not going anywhere. I might forget to put drills on them, but I won't lose them. I have the window open here in the office. You might hear some cars and trucks and stuff going down the road. For some reason, I don't know why, it seems to be very busy out there today. I don't understand that. Our weather here has been high 70s and low 80s for days. It's also been very dry. We've not had any rain. The pond, I told Dale today, the pond just looks like a little duck bath at this point, just a little mud puddle out there that the ducks can play around in. The water is so low. That's not unusual. I mean, it does that every summer, but that's one way that we know how little rain we have had when the pond gets really low. It was very interesting one day last week. The neighbor lady was out there and she had her grandson with her and they were out there throwing rocks into the pond. You know, one of the things we try to tell our grandkids not to do. They're out there throwing rocks into the pond. I said to Dale at the time, I said, well, you know, I guess they're not hurting anything, but it's just not, you know, something we want the kids to do. And I mean, they're on our side of the pond now because the water has receded so much. There is no water that's on their side anymore. The whole pond is on our part of the property at this point. But, you know, we're not going to go out there and get all nitpicky and you know what I mean. We're not like that. But I just thought it was a funny kind of observation to make is that, well, they're not on their property right now. They're on ours because, yeah, the pond is so low. Well, Dale's grandkids, one of them is playing soccer. Dale's grandkids. They're my grandkids too, but Dale's daughters. Dale's daughters' children. Let's put it that way. One of them is playing soccer, and one of them is playing football. Talked about that a few times. Trying to get some schedules from her as to when games are so we could maybe go to, you know, a couple, maybe at least, you know, at least one per kid possibly. She tried to send him something yesterday and whatever she sent just came through as nothing but a big blur. He's like, wow, can you read that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, no. She might have to resend that to you. I don't know what the deal is with that, but she has to resend that schedule. Can't read that at all. So hopefully we can make a football game and a soccer game, you know, like I said, at least one of each, one per each kid, you know. So we'll see how that goes. Dale's friend is here from Tennessee. He needed to borrow Dale's power washer, so Dale went and took the power washer over there. He wasn't getting tacos today. His taco friend was not available for tacos, but he said that him and his other friend would probably end up downtown at the one little restaurant that sells olive burgers. They would probably go down there and get an olive burger for lunch. Knowing Dale, okay, his friend wants to power wash Mom's house. Knowing Dale, he's there like either helping him or doing the job. You know what I mean? Because that's just how Dale is. I can see it now. I can see it now. I may not see him all day long. I don't know. May not see him for a while. But that's okay. You know, I get to do things outside of our home, away from him. As a matter of fact, he said he might go up to the friend's property that they have up north on Thursday. He needs to go up there on Thursday. I think they're having a well dug on the property or something like that. Dale might go up there with him, or they're going up there to meet the guy that's going to dig the well and discuss something. Something's happening at their property. Dale might go up there with him. I'm like, that's fine. That's fine with me. Go, have fun. Well, he said, yeah, get me out of this house for a while, away from here and all the work. And I'm like, go for it. Have fun. I don't care. He'll get to go see Lake Michigan. It's supposed to be just beautiful weather the rest of the week for sure, but have fun. Go. All right. Let's see. I got one hashtag right here, or a pound sign. It's a pound sign. One right there. Get it. Get the pound sign. Get the pound sign. So last week, what happened last week? Dale was picking up scrap, taking in scrap. No lawnmower working. No, well, that's not true. He went to his other friend's house. When was that? Was it yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday, because yesterday him and I went shopping. We went shopping to Meijer. And then, of course, we left Meijer, and the one thing that he wanted to get was hand lotion. And did he get it at Meijer? No, he did not. So we get home, and he's like, dang it, I forgot to get the hand lotion. I was like, ah. So we unloaded our groceries, put that stuff away, and then we went to Walmart. Complete opposite directions. But we went to Walmart. And he got his hand lotion, and there was a couple things I wanted at Walmart. So I got my little things I wanted from Walmart. Then we came home, and I'm like, are we done? Are we done, like, shopping for now? He goes, man, I hope so. I said, me too. Let's be done for a while. Okay, I've been working on this painting long enough. You'd think that I would be able to know where all the symbols are, but sometimes there's some I still can't find. I look and look and look. Here's why. In my defense, I think here's why. It looks different coloration on the canvas than it does on a sticker. Okay, so in my defense, I think I'm looking for one thing, and that's not what I'm actually looking for. I'm looking for something that's a different color. That's my story. It's my story, and I'm sticking to my story, okay? You can't convince me otherwise. So we got our shopping done. Yay, got our shopping done. Last week, of course, I spent a few days getting ready for a Krafts show. I talk about that in plenty of places, so I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot here. I just got done. Oh, I have a turkey walking across my front yard, you guys. At first, I thought it was one of my chickens, and I looked up and I'm like, no, that's bigger than my chickens. It's a turkey right in the front yard underneath the tree. What in the world? Can you imagine if my cats were out right now? They'd be kind of freaking out. Like, what is that thing? And it stopped. It was cruising across the front yard like pretty fast, and now it's just stopped. Just sitting there. I think it's a hen. It's just stopped looking around. What in the world? It's been a weird, oh, maybe it stopped because there was a car coming down the road. Watching the car go by. I don't know. Weird animal stuff going on. Smokey keeps finding baby chipmunks. He found one yesterday. There's another car. Will we go now? I think it's break time for the guys at the pallet factory. He's not going. He's still there. Smokey keeps finding baby chipmunks. He had one yesterday. And he was chasing that thing around and chasing it around. it was still moving. It wasn't, like it wasn't dead. It wasn't hurt so bad it couldn't move or anything. Last time I saw Smokey, he'd chased the chipmunk into the woodsy area out back. But then later, okay, I turned my head away and Turkey's gone. It's just gone now. I don't know where it went, but it must have gone fast wherever it went because it's gone. I don't know. It's out of my sight range now. But I see him out back behind the house, and I can tell he's like trying to get something again. And I'm like, okay, what's he after now? What's he after now? They like butterflies a lot. They try to get butterflies and little bugs, grasshoppers and crickets. Misty loves the grasshoppers and crickets. That's her thing. But I go back out there, and I'll be darned if it's not that little baby chipmunk. So apparently he got the chipmunk back out of the woods and back into the yard. No, there's the turkey. It's out there. Is it it is a turkey, isn't it? It has to be a turkey. It's not. At first I thought, is it one of those big, like, turkey vultures? I don't think it's a turkey vulture. I think it's an actual turkey. It's not very big, but I have to stop and do a little video here and zoom in and see what this guy is. Let me do that. I'm gonna stop recording for just a second. I'll be back, but I gotta figure out what this creature is out here. You'll be interested too. Let's get a good close-up view of it. Aha, there is the creature. No, it is a turkey vulture. Look at, now you can tell he's got his wings all spread out. Oh, and I can see one more flying above. It's going to come join it. Hang on, watch. Might land. There it is. Oh, hello. They're turkey vultures. Okay. I was like, I knew it was big. Turkey vultures are a lot bigger than you think they are. Oh, he's going to hop back up on his rock again. Okay, hang on. Let's see if we can I zoom in any further? I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold still, but it's really hard when I'm super zoomed in. They're so ugly, too. There he is in all of his glory. Now we know. Where's the dead stuff? Where is what you're trying to eat? Right there in my grass? Finding stuff to eat in my grass. Okay. Well. There you go. Well, that was interesting, huh? Wow. It's still sitting out there. It's got its wings just spread way out like it did when I was sitting up on the rock. And now there's a few more out there buzzing around. What in the world? Oh, one just came and landed right beside it now. Entertainment. Baby chipmunks, turkey vultures in the front yard. He's back up on his rock like, ooh. His wingspan's got to be like 4 feet. Seriously. Oh, here's another one landing. Oh, boy. Okay. Back to what we're doing here, Mindy. Leave the birds alone. They're not going anywhere and they're not hurting anybody. Back to what we need to do. Oh, there they all go now. All 3 of them. Oh, there's a 4th one. There's a big truck coming now. That's why they're flying away. Big trucks scare them away. Yeah. Watch them come back, though. I have a feeling there's something out there in the yard. Maybe it's a dead baby chipmunk. Although he was never out front. Today he had another baby chipmunk. Yes, today he had another one. I went out back to let the chickens and the ducks out, and both the boys were out there, and they came up to me, and I went over by the chicken coop to let the ducks and stuff out, and next thing I know, Smokey's chasing something in the grass. And I'm like, really? What? What now? What today? And I looked down and I was like, I'll be darned if it's not another baby chipmunk. I don't think it's the same one. I took baby chipmunk yesterday and put it out in the cow pasture. And I made Smokey come inside and leave it alone. but I think it's got to be another one. He must have come across like maybe a whole nest of them. Where do chipmunks make their nests for their babies? Do you know? Because I sure don't. I don't know where they're coming from, but that's 2 in 2 days. All right. Smokey the Mighty Chipmunk Hunter. Now he's in taking a nap, though. He was last spotted in the hallway, laying down by the stairwell, by the banister, just taking a nap on the wood floor because it's cool, you know. Our one tree out back, Sonny went running out there as fast as he could, and I knew exactly what he was going to do. He's going to go running out there as quick as he can and up the tree. And sure enough, that's exactly what he did. He is fast, that cat. He's fast. And he just hangs out in the tree, and he just looks at me. That tree's really weird. The one tree we have, like, in the backyard, it's the last tree in the spring to get its leaves, and it's the first tree in the fall to lose its leaves. It's already losing most of its leaves. I think my hummingbirds are gone. I haven't seen them in a few days now. I think I saw them on Saturday. I wouldn't have seen them on Sunday because I wasn't home all day Sunday. So that must have been Saturday I saw them, like when we got back from the craft show. But I think they're gone. I do believe they're gone. I mean, there's still food out there for them if they're still around, but my intuition tells me they're gone. So, all right. Well, the craft show on Saturday, like I said, I've talked about that in multiple places, so I'm not going to talk about it a lot here other than to say it was quite the event. It was definitely quite the event. Very busy there, lots of things happening. Yeah, it was something else. As far as selling stuff, I mean, I did okay. Nothing to write home about. I'll tell you guys, I'll be honest, I do it in my recap vlogs anyhow. I'm at the point where it's like around $100. Sometimes it's a little bit under, like the last show I did, which was the farmer's market, which was really slow. I was at like $67. This one, I was $125 or something like that. I'm not doing fantastic. You know, I'm not bankrolling anything. I can't pay the mortgage or anything with it. And ideally, I would love to be like over $200 a show would be great. But, you know, it's not a business. It's not a business. I don't have to make money doing this. I'm only doing it basically to sell some stuff that I have accumulated. And it's kind of fun. It's, Dale and I go hang out together for a few hours and, we meet people and he likes to meet people. Dale, he likes to talk to everybody. So, yeah, he does that. And it's just kind of fun. And we don't do it a lot, about once a month, maybe. In October, I'm doing 2. Oh boy, look out. We're doing 2. But the other one is right here in town. At, it'll be easy to get to. I don't have any expectations for that show. It's never been done before. I just, go in with low expectations, I guess, and then you can't be disappointed. Maybe it'll be fantastic, but, maybe it won't. I don't know. But for the cost, for the location, why not? Give it a try. And it supports a local group. And the proceeds are going to the church's food bank right in town. So it's like a win-win all around. Low fee for me, in town, supporting something new, supports the food bank. Hey, why not? Give it a go. What else am I going to do? What else do I have to do that day? Nothing. So, um, Friday night we went out to dinner with my sister, my dad, my sister's new boyfriend. Got to meet him because it was my sister's birthday on the 11th. So we went out for her birthday. And then we came home and we got ready to go to the fall festival in the big town of Leslie, Michigan. So we got the truck loaded and all that. And the days, prior to that, I'm getting the stuff ready, gathering my supplies, making sure I have everything I need, getting pricing done, all that stuff. And then the show day. And I made it home in time. It was a later show. It was 11 to 5. But I made it home in time to be able to do my live and all of that good stuff. So got everything put away and organized, cleaned back up. Yeah, not bad. Then Sunday. Sunday we had plans, me and the kids, to go to the Renaissance Festival. There's one about an hour from where I live, about a half an hour from where Josh now lives. The girls had season tickets last year, so they went pretty much every weekend last year having season tickets. But we all kind of thought, let's go together. That'll be fun. So we did. We met Josh there. We picked him up at a little park and ride, if you know what those are. It's just like a place you can park your car and carpool together and stuff. Picked him up there, which turned out to be just a really kind of crappy spot. There's construction highway around there, road construction, and it was hard to get in and out of that spot, and we'd have to keep doing like a U-ey, going all the way around to get back to it, because there was only access from the one side, and it wasn't easy to get to because the highway that it was on was closed from the one side. So anyhow, we had a good time. Shannon was telling us all, you're dressing up, right? And I'm like, no, I don't have anything to dress up in. Josh is like, what? I don't have clothes. And I'm like, well, go to Halloween, whatever, Halloween, the Halloween store. They're open now, the Halloween stores. Get yourself a costume. Well, he put something together, which was kind of cool. He was pirate-ish. Okay, he had some pirate gear. Shannon's outfit is pirate. Jackson's outfit is pirate. I'm like, okay, well, you guys are all kind of the pirate family there, I borrowed a skirt from Devin and put it together with I call it like my bohemian kind of style shirt. It worked. Had this plaid skirt and this, fancier kind of shirt. And then I had a shawl. I took a shawl. I mean, why not, right? Problem was, it was so hot. It was so hot. I had to ditch the shawl pretty early on. Pretty early on, I had to ditch the shawl because we were sitting waiting for the joust. And the joust, there's not a tree in sight around the jousting arena. And we were there early, so we got good seats and all that stuff. We were baking in the sun. Josh got sunburned. I'm sure his sunburn looks lovely because he had a bandana around his forehead, not the whole bandana on his head, just like the strip bandana around his head folded. Yeah, he got sunburned. I know he did on his forehead. He's going to have an interesting sunburn line on his head. But it was fun. But it was warm. The second we got away from the joust area, and then everything else has trees. The whole rest of the place, there's a lot of trees. It's called Holly Grove. It's in like a little, they call it the forest, but you know what I mean. A lot of trees on the rest of the property, but not around the joust. No, not around the joust. So I lost the shawl at that point. I had 2 bracelets. One of the bracelets started irritating my wrist, so that came off next. Oh, I forgot. When I went to get the mail, I'm supposed to go get my Fitbit out of my car. My Fitbit is in my car because it died. It was useless to me. Just so it's in the, I think it's in the glove compartment of my car. I'll remember it at some point. You can tell I'm clearly worried about it, right? But there's a couple of shows that we always like to watch. We like to go see the Joust, of course. The Joust is always fun. And they have a new company doing the Joust. And the one night, he was pretty new. He's very new at it. It's always fun. And then there's the Washing Well Wenches. Have to see the Washing Well Wenches when you go. They're hysterical. The one lady, she told us that she had been doing it for 33 years. 33. But her cousin, that's what they call him, my cousin, they're not related at all, I'm sure. She was new. So she was actually pretty good. She was funny. She was good. She played her part well. You have to see them. They're hilarious. Hilarious. And their show ended up going really off the rails when we were there. They had a member of the audience decide to come up and they drag people up from the audience. Men, it's always men, because they like to pick on the men because they're wenches, But at the end of their little story that they were telling, as they were harassing the men from the audience that they brought up, another guy comes up just randomly and he says, I will sacrifice. I will jump into the water. I will walk the plank for you. And the ladies are like, what? What? He starts walking up on the rock, which is supposed to be the plank. And he's like, I'll do it. I will go in for you. And they were like, I'm sure they're thinking, are we insured for this? Can we let a audience member dive into the little pond? He did. The guy did it. And they were just like, the one lady I told you about that's done it for 33 years, she's just like, well, so in 33 years, can you imagine how many shows that is? And she came up with some random number, like, 3,060. I don't know what she said. Well, and this might be the last. I think I might get fired after this one. I don't know. It was very interesting. Not only did he go in once, he went in once by himself, and then he went in once with the one girl as she was walking off the plank, because she's the defeated pirate, and she was getting, having to walk the plank. Then they went in together. And I was like, it was just random, very random. And then the girls always like to go see, it's kind of like the final act. It's music. It's up towards the front, up towards the gate. And they do a lot of music, a lot of violin, a lot of bagpipe, a lot of that type of music. And then they kind of close out the event for the day. They close it out, wish everybody well, have all kinds of nice little things to say to people, and bid everybody farewell for the night until we meet again, all that kind of stuff. And then the last thing they say, and one of the princesses is always there, and she, says kind words, and then the last thing she says, the only thing left, and the people know the songs. They sit there and they sing the songs and they dance and they, I was like, okay, that's not anything I'm familiar with. Nothing that, I used to do when I would go more often, but, And then the last thing the princess says is, only one thing left to say. And everybody goes, to the gates. And everybody leaves and heads to the gate, which is not that far away. And everybody starts to leave. And then she has some more words to say from her precipice up above the gates and yada, 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 So, good time. It's a good time. It's always fun. Um, then we had to take Josh back to his car, which his car was close. That was the nice thing about the little park and ride. It was like just down the road, literally just down the road from where the festival is. So we got him back to his car. Everybody got hugs and all that stuff. Oh, another interesting thing. I'll probably show it in my crafty vlog, but they do something they call trinket trading. Again, something that's fairly new that I have no knowledge of. Trinket trading. So people take little pouches of things, like think about little plastic resin things. Like if you guys heard me talk about the ducks at one of the retreats, the cows that somebody was hiding at one of the retreats, things like that, just any little trinkety things. So Jackson had spider rings to trade with kids or just to give to kids. He had some little plastic ghosts that glow in the dark, and he had gold coins. Well, before we even got out of the parking lot, the people that were parked next to us were trading their trinkets with Jackson. And then the vendors inside at the shops, many of them have trinkets to trade. So Jackson was all about going into all the shops and asking all of the vendors if they had trinket trading. He couldn't go by himself, so guess who went most of the time with him? Josh. Josh kind of became the trinket trading, I'll take the kid, we'll go ask about trinkets. Josh got one trinket. This is interesting. I don't know how this worked. Josh got one little trinket from Jackson before we ever headed out of the parking lot. And Josh comes back with about a dozen trinkets. I don't know how he did that. You start with one and you end up with 12. I thought, if you started with one, you'd end up with one. But nope. His little haul grew throughout the day. But it was fun. So it's getting later at this point. It's like 8 o'clock or later. The festival closes at 7. By the time you get out of the parking lot and all that, it's probably 8 o'clock. We were going to stop and have, we got some, where'd we go? Burger King? Burger King, yes. We stopped at Burger King. They weren't open inside, so we had to sit and eat in the car. Jackson spilled his fries. It's just life with kids in the car and whatnot. And then we head home. Now, as we're heading home, it's dark now. We're on the highway. It was not busy, but it was a steady flow of traffic, And we're driving along, and all of a sudden, it was ka-choom, 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 and it was like, oh my goodness, what did we just hit? We hit something. None of us saw it. Nobody saw anything in the road, but clearly there was something in the road that we ran over. And then the cars before us all start pulling over off to the side. Cars behind us kind of went around us and they got off on the side of the highway. Clearly, whatever we think it was, like a shredded semi-tire. However, there could have been an actual tire in the road as well. So here we are on the side of the highway. And there was about 4 or 5 cars on the side of the highway. I am completely shook. I'm shaking. I've never had anything like that happen. My car is like, I don't know what's wrong with it. Shannon gets out and she's like, everybody stay in. I will get out and see what I can see. I've got all kinds of warning lights on my dash, all that kind of stuff, She got out and she gets back in the car and she goes, well, we're kind of screwed. I'm like, what? She goes, well, the back passenger tire is flat and underneath the car is all messed up. There's just stuff hanging. And I was like, oh boy. Okay. So we did 2 things kind of simultaneously. One, call Dale. We're about 20 minutes from home at this point. We're about 20 minutes from home. Somebody's texting Dale. I'm calling 911 because I'm like, there's something in the highway that is causing major problems for people, right? Sorry, thirsty. So we're doing both of those things at the same time. Shannon's kind of texting with Dale. I'm talking with police. They're getting all my information, our location. They're going to send somebody out. They're going to send out multiple units because, as we told them, there are multiple vehicles involved in this situation. So after a few minutes, an officer pulls up to the car in front of us. Now I'm not a good judge of distance, but we're within a tenth of a mile, maybe 2/10. No, not even that much, probably, from an exit. And I'm just like, the girls are trying to tell me I should just drive up to the exit. And I'm like, I am not driving up to the exit on a flat tire. I said that I don't need to cause more problems with my car and the rim. And of course, if you've ever been stranded on the side of the highway, there is nothing more nerve-wracking than being on the shoulder of a highway with traffic flying by at 75, 80 miles an hour. It's just the most nerve-wracking thing in the world. So another few minutes go by before an officer pulls up behind us. And this one gets out and comes, they go to the passenger side of the car till they're away from traffic. But the lady can't hear me because she's got an earpiece in and she can't hear me at all. So everything she's asking me, Devin's having to repeat to her. It was not good. Anyhow, asked if we wanted a report, asked if we wanted towing. I think Devin was ready to have us just be towed. Her family, okay, get this, her family, her mom and her sister live very close to that exit. That's the town that they live in. And she's like, well, we could call my sister. She could come get us. I'm like, and then what? And then what? Then what do we do? And, I mean, my car is still going to we're going to leave it on the side of the highway. What? I mean, so I'm like, let's call Dale. He's not that far away. Let's call Dale. Let's get Dale here and then decide, do we need to call a tow truck? Do we not need to call a tow truck? What do we need to do? So we waited. We waited. We waited. It seemed like forever. Was it forever? No, but it felt like it. The one saving grace was because we were right before that exit, the highway had 3 lanes there instead of 2. So most of the traffic could get over into the other 2 lanes. And so there was a complete lane of empty lane between us and the traffic. But, it's a lot of fast traffic. It's a lot of big vehicles, lots of big semis going by. It's very nerve-wracking. So we're waiting for Dale. He finally gets there. He had to, of course, go past us quite a ways, back to the last city that we'd gone past to get turned around to come up behind us. So he finally gets there. I'm like, oh, here he is. You guys, here he is. Jackson just wants a superhero to come because a superhero could fix everything and save us, But he gets out and we just let him. Now, mind you, the back of my car is filled with stuff. It's filled with stuff. Devin she calls it an Amigo. It's like a little ride-on cart thing because of some of her health issues. She has a little cart to help her get around and stuff when she has to walk long distances. That's in there, and it weighs a lot, and it's right where my tire is. So here we are on the side of the highway, trying to unload now everything into Dale's truck. We're letting Dale look at my car, assess the situation. Shannon and I are out of the vehicle, getting everything just tossed into the back of Dale's truck, into the back seat, bags and all kinds of stuff. And then he helped us get the little cart into the back of his truck so he could get to the tire. The tire, when he got it off, was flat, of course, and the rim of my tire was bent. Yes, the rim was bent. You wouldn't have known that until you got the tire off and you could look at it because it was on the inside. So whatever we ran over, whatever we hit, bent the rim. That's another thing he's supposed to be doing today. He's going to take my tire in somewhere and see if that rim can be repaired or not, or do I have to just buy a whole new one? But I was a nervous wreck the whole time. We were probably on the side of the highway an hour total. You know, it seemed like an eternity. And I mean, I've been on the side of the highway before, like when my kids' cars have been, you know, broke down on the side of the highway. I'm a nervous wreck the whole time until we get whatever repair needs to be done and we can get off the side of the road. We ended up having to go to that next exit and go to a gas station to put air in that spare tire. It only had like 15 pounds of air in it. We get to the gas station and the air pump thing's not working. That was enough to make Dale just flip a nut, you know. Luckily, some guy pulled in and he's getting gas and he says, "That not working?" And Dale's like, "No, stupid thing's not working." Dale had actually taken the hose and thrown it out into the bushes even, I know, at one point. He was like, piece of crap. But this guy had a chargeable plug-in, you know, air thing. Thank goodness. So we were able to put air in that tire and got home. So I don't want that to happen again anytime soon. It just felt terrible. It just felt like I'd run over a curb or something. You know what I mean? Like, and like Shannon said she saw sparks, and I'm like, I didn't see anything. And it makes sense. I didn't see it if it's tire pieces or whatnot. You know, they're black. It's dark. Black highway, black road. I never saw it at all. Clearly, neither did the other 5 people that pulled over. You know, I think one of the cars ahead of us, I think they just got a tire change while the officer was behind them. And then they took off. They got off on the exit, but they were able to go. One of the other cars, I don't know what, they weren't off the road that long, but it was not good. It was just not good. So I'm just thankful, so thankful that everything was okay. And everybody was safe, and we were able to get out and off the highway and on our way home. I did not get back on the highway. I did not want to be on the highway at that point. I was like, no, I think I'll just take the city roads. I mean, I know how to get home from here. I'm close enough to home. I know where I'm going. Let's just get home, you know? Because it was so late and Jackson's still awake. Now it's like 11 o'clock. He should have been in bed hours ago, you know, because he's got school the next day. I think that him and Devin, since they both work at the school, or they're both at the same school, they didn't go in until a little bit later, like lunchtime or so that Jackson could sleep and, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's nerve-wracking. It is just so nerve-wracking. Once I got home and they got all their stuff back in their vehicle and we sent them on their way home, which is like 3 miles, you know, I went to bed and I was just like, such a relief to just like go to bed. And I went to sleep like immediately. I'm like, it's amazing what stress like that can do to you, you know? What stress can do to you. It just wore me right out. So that was fun. we did text Josh and let him know that we'd had ran over something in the road where Dale was coming to help us out. And so this coming weekend, we go right back the same direction for my niece's wedding. We go to the same highway over there. Instead of going south, we will go north about the same distance to find her wedding location. And I'm not driving. We're going to take my dad, though, too. So my dad doesn't have to drive at night like that. So we're taking my dad, and we're taking Dale's truck. The girls are going, they're driving themselves. But, whew, I get stressed out now just telling the story again. My heart rate's like, it's very nerve-wracking. So, Dale was looking up my rim. If it's not repairable, he was looking up. Of course, when I got this car, what I loved about the car was it had these cool sport rims. They're black. They're cool. My car was all kind of blacked out, different things that could be black. It's really cool looking. I mean, I love this car. Okay. So he was looking up rims last night. I'm hoping it's repairable. Because otherwise the rim is $267 for a new rim. Yeah. Not too excited about that, not too excited about that. But, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, if they can't fix it, I have to do what I have to do, Anyhow, I hope they can fix it. I'll know later today. They will be back, and he'll let me know what the verdict is. What's the verdict, sir? Repairable? Non-repairable. So, hey, look, I have almost finished this section. I mean, granted, it was a lot of snow, not a ton of colors here that I've been working on, but hey, I'm going to have this section done. We'll have it done. Should I keep talking until it's done? Or should I let you all go and just finish it up off camera? Off camera. I don't know. Do I have anything else to talk about? I don't think so. So, like I said, this weekend is Taylor's wedding. That should be fun. Wish us well for that. Josh will be coming from his house. He'll probably be about the same distance he was. He's about a half an hour from the Renaissance. He'll probably be about a half an hour again from her wedding venue. So we talked about meeting, but then he's like, well, where would we even meet? We'd probably just meet in Flint then. I'm like, probably. And then we're almost there by the time we meet in Flint. And he goes, you're right. He said, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, nope, not really. Just meet us there, meet us there. So, there's that. All right, folks. I'm done talking. Don't think there's much more to tell. Tell my cat, leave the chipmunks alone. And tell my car to be nice to me. I've been good to the car. I've taken good care of the car. Car took care of us too, Could have been worse. Crazy things happen out there. Like people who hit deer and then, they're off the road, or the deer comes in through the windshield, and just crazy stuff can happen. So we were very lucky in that respect that, it was just the type. Oh, the underside of the car, I didn't tell you, the underside of the car wasn't like my car torn up and wrecked and stuff underneath, my car has this like shield underneath. It's like felt, heavy duty felt stuff that goes under the car. It's kind of like it protects stuff under the car and whatnot. That's what it was. That got torn off. It's on there with like some plastic like screw on clip things, which they've come undone before and it would be loose and rattling around, but Dale has fixed that. And so that's what it did. That it tore loose and it was just kind of hanging down there. But he was able to screw it back on there. So it's back on there. He's going to get underneath my car when he's done today, probably, and really jack it up out in the shop in the daylight. Look it all over more thoroughly. Make sure there's nothing else that he can see. Make sure that shield is secured and all that good stuff. So, I got to tell you, when I called him, I was visibly shaken. I was like in tears. I was like crying. I was like, Dale, can you come help us? We're on the side of the road. And he's like, okay, what happened? Where you at? So he got there as quick as he could and saved the day. He was our superhero of the day. I love that man, our superhero of the day. And then when I got home and I could just, see him and hug him, and he went right to bed with me too. Lots of times he'll stay up late, but he kind of came to bed at the same time I did, and I could just kind of, be comforted and hold his hand, and it was nice. So don't want to do that again anytime soon. That's for sure. Okay, now I'm done. And I finished my little section. Look at that. We're done. I get to move on to the last section on row 2. Only row 2. I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Okay, I got to get busy. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and listening to my tales of woe and all that. But I appreciate you guys, and wish my tire luck. I hope it's repairable. All right. I'll see y'all soon. Bye, everybody.